Hey, what's up, YouTube? Today I'm going to be discussing the three core areas of any website that you need to understand. And you need to understand how they work, what they are, and how they're implemented. So the first core foundational concept in getting a website is getting what you call a domain name. Now, a domain name is literally the URL that gets typed into the web address bar that connects people to your website. So, if you're starting a business, you've had a business for a while, and you don't have your domain name, you are putting yourself at risk that someone else could easily step in and buy that domain name and take it off your hands. So I always tell people one of the first things you want to do when you're starting a business is check to see if you can get the domain name for that business. So let's say you have a pizza place called Ray's Pizza and Subs. Well, you want to definitely go to like GoDaddy. You want to go to another what we call domain registrar. These are businesses that buy and sell and trade these domain names for us, and just do a search. See if you can get rayspizzaandsubs.com. If you can, that's always the best place to start off with. Always having that .com is a way to establish your brand credibility online. There are other suffixes that you can use, but having your .com is actually super critical. The second thing that's important when it comes to developing your online identity and brand is you want to have what's called a host. A host is where you host your data for your website. So when you have a website, that URL just simply points to a specific server or a specific place. Now you have to then have your something on that URL is pointing to, and that's what we call your host, and that's where you store your code for your actual website. It can be as simple as a single page, but whatever it is, that page and the data, the code, and the content have to be stored somewhere, and we call that a host. Now, at SoFly Web Designs, we do offer hosting. We have high bandwidth, high speed, and low latency web hosting with full complete backups, and we can also do one click installations for WordPress and other CMSs, which I'll get into in a moment. But having a host is the next most important thing you have to do for having a website. So you have to find a host. Now, typically, a lot of people will go to places like GoDaddy where you can get your domain and hosting all in one place. And that's fine too. But no matter what you do, what I tell people is you need to own the rights to your data and your domain. Now, your hosting, you can host anywhere. As long as you have a backup copy of your data, you can take that data to any host and reinstall it, reset it up, and then point your domain name back to it. But the most critical part is having ownership of your domain name. There's so many times I've met business owners who they got a website built for them, and the web developer bought the domain name and kept it listed with their own registrar. This is a bad situation because if something happens to your web developer, then you can lose access to your domain name, and it's a nightmare. You got all your business cards printed, you got all your search engine optimization set up to go to a particular URL, and to have to change that midstream in your business can be devastating for your online activity and your online image. So I always tell people, own your domain name and your own domain registrar. But your host, you can host pretty much anywhere as long as you have active backup copies of your data. Your host also handles your email as well. So if you want to have professionally branded email like hello@yourcompaniesname.com, whatever it is, hello@rayspizzaandsubs.com, or Eddie@rayspizzaandsubs.com. In order to get that, your host provides that as well, typically. Now, you can also go to third parties for your email, like you can go with G Suite from Google or Office 365. These are options too. But your host is where your host and domain controllers are, where you manage those interactions and where your emails will be hosted. So the first thing is domains. Second thing is you need to have a host. The third thing is you need to have what we call a CMS, or a content management system. Now, one of the most popular content management systems, and one of the ones that we at SoFly Web Design we use exclusively, is WordPress. WordPress is used by the majority of companies worldwide. It's a very robust platform. It's somewhat easy to use. There is a learning curve, but the expandability on it is basically limitless. You can pretty much do anything you need to with WordPress as far as future growth and that kind of stuff. There are some specialty things that become kind of difficult later on, but some companies do develop their own custom CMSs from the ground up. This is a lot of work and not necessary for most people. WordPress is highly recommended. Lots of support, lots of plugins. Highly recommend it. So that's the third area, is your content management system. I'm going to do another video and walk through about how to do each one of these steps, but this is just an overview video of your three most important areas: your domain name, which is purchased through a domain registrar; your hosting, which is purchased through a hosting provider like us or GoDaddy or other companies; and then your content management system, which is how you're going to manage your system. Now, there are a couple other content management systems. There's like Wix, Weebly. These are other like what you call WYSIWYG ones, where what you see is what you get. They're drag and drop editors, super easy to use, but the expandability and functionality is very limited in the future, unless you want to do a lot of hand coding, in which case you can do that. But there are also limitations to that, because you're restricted in certain ways to certain bits of data and access to certain base level code that you can have access to in WordPress that you can't have access with Wix or Weebly. So I hope this gave you a little general overview of the three most crucial core areas when it comes to your web marketing strategies. This is the very beginning level. So this is where you start with, and then you scale up from there. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. If you're watching this on our website or on YouTube, there will be a link below where you can click to find out more. And if you're interested in getting help with your web marketing strategy and your online marketing strategy, you can always reach out to us, and we'll set up a free, no risk, no obligation strategy call where we'll go through your current web marketing strategy, if it exists, or if it doesn't at all. We can show you how you can implement some amazing strategies that we've developed through the viral marketing profit generation system, and we can help you implement those in your web marketing strategy and help you do a turnkey operation or scale it to where we can do coaching. We do all of that as well. So thanks so much for watching, and we hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks.